Hey, Sonny here. Today I want to show you how to play the song called Fake Healer by Mellow Church, and I did a cover the other day, so I'm going to show you how to play the song. The song is actually made up of several, about 3-4 riffs. It's not too many. Once you know them, you just repeat itself over and over. But the riffs are very cool. First thing first is the tuning. If you play along, the recording is slightly lower than regular tuning. It's not in standard tuning. It's like 20 cents lower. What I mean by 20 cents lower, if you think of there's the little step between one note to the next is called cents. For example, between E to E flat, that's 100 cents. Between regular standard E to E flat is 100 cents. So halfway between E to E flat is 50 cents lower. So when I say 20 cents, is basically slightly flat from standard E. So if you tune your guitar to standard E, you're not going to play exactly along with the record correctly. However, my guitar right now is tuned to standard tuning 440 for the guitar, so you don't have to mess with your tuning at all. And also my last string is tuned down to D, so it's drop D tuning. Drop D tuning at standard 440. If you want to play along with the record, you need to do drop D tuning in about 420 when you calibrate against your tuner. Okay, so here's the intro riff. Okay, so it's all power chord. So when I call out the notes, just know that you use the same shape for power chord. So if it's a D power chord, it would be D A5, G7, and D7. So I use my index finger and my ring finger for a lot of the Mellow Church stuff because you're playing 3-string power chord. So again, it's D A5, D7, and G7, and just move up and down the same shape. So C, which is the 3rd fret. All right, so the first chord is D, the 5th fret, and you palm it on the low D string 3 times, and do it again on the D power chord. Palm it on the low D string 3 times, and then you do a F power chord. E, which is 7th fret. So you go 8th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, D power chord, C 3 times, back to D once, and do it again. Palm it 3 times on the low D, and D power chord. Next part, palm it 3 times, 8th fret power chord, F, 7th fret, E power chord, 8th fret again, F power chord, G power chord at 10th position, C power chord twice, and back to D. So you do that twice, basically the whole thing repeat itself twice. So let me play it slowly for you again one more time. Alright, so the intro, one thing to note is that the intro repeats itself again at the end of the song. So that's all it is. Now the main riff, right after the intro, goes like this. Okay, and then repeat over again. So what I'm doing is here, you got to do a little bit of down upstroke on this one. So you play the C power chord in the 3rd position, slide up the 5th fret. As soon as you slide up the 5th fret, you got to pick upstroke on the D power chord. So it goes like this. So down on the C power chord, slide up to D, upstroke on the D power chord. And you do 4 times on the low D string. So it's just down, up, down, up. And you do the same thing again. Same thing again. From the C power chord, slide up to the D power chord, and then upstroke on the D. And then you do a palm mute on the low E string. You do it you group 4 times together one time. You do that 3 times. So it goes 1, 2, 3. So you group that together 3 times. So this next segment goes like this. Okay, so far with this. Okay, next part. You play C power chord in the 3rd position, slap the 5th fret, the D power chord. You upstroke on the D power chord just like I showed you before. But this time you'll do it again. You'll downstroke on the D power chord and slide to 7th fret, which is the E power chord, and then you upstroke again on the E power chord. So it goes like this. Okay, so after you do that, you do 4 times palm mute on the low D string. And after that, you will play the E power chord, slap to 8th fret, from 7th fret to 8th fret power chord, which is E to F. Upstroke on the F. You down again on the F chord, and slap the 10th fret G chord. Upstroke on the G power chord, the 10th fret. And they do the palm mute low D string. You play it 3 groups, 4 times per group, so 3 times. Okay, so the second section goes like this. And then repeat the whole thing again. So the whole riff from the top, from the beginning to the end, the whole main riff goes like this slowly. Repeat. So we play faster, it sounds like this. Second time it ends on that little lick at the 1st fret position. So what I do is I play the 1st fret on the A string, pull off the open string, and then you down up on the palm mute on the A string twice, and then you down again on the A string, and then up, down, up on the 3rd fret on the E string. So far with this. Then you play the 3rd fret on the E string, pull off the 2nd fret, and you pick twice on the 2nd fret. And you move your hand down, you pick on the 2nd fret on the E string, pull off on the 1st fret, and you pick it twice on the 1st fret. So the whole thing slowly goes like this. And just repeat the whole thing again. Okay, so that's the main riff. Now, when the singing starts, the verse is a slight variation of the main riff. You only do slide one time. Basically, you go from C, slide up to D chord, and then you upstroke on the D chord, and the rest is all the palm mute on the low E string. Okay. What I would tell you is that like I showed you before, you group 4 notes together in one grouping, and you do that 7 times, because the first time the slide part is kind of taking over one section of it. So you do the grouping 3 times, 2, 3. Essentially, that's 2, 3, and 4. And then you start over again, so he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, so again, like I say, you have 7 groups of 4 notes per group after the slide. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And after that, it goes, and you play a B flat power chord. Hold it for measure, and then you do that same like I showed you before at the first fret. Okay, so you do that twice, the whole thing twice. Now the third time is exactly the same until the very end. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a different part. So it's all power chord. Play B power chord, and then open A power chord 3 times, and one more time on the A. And then you play the 3rd fret of low D and A string 3 times, and you do it again one more time, and you play 2nd fret of low D and A string 3 times, and you play that 2nd fret of low D and A one more time, and then play 1st fret of low D and A 3 times, and then you start over again, and they go into main riff after that. And then you start a verse again, just like I showed you before. And that pretty much it. And you go to the a bridge section is a little bit different. I'm sorry, one more thing before we get to the bridge. The main riff I just showed you, that's the 2nd guitar part to that. And the 2nd guitar part goes like this. Okay, so all your single note is not power chord, so you play the 5th fret on the D string, hammer on the 7th fret, you pick the 7th fret one time, and then you play low D string, palm mute 4 times. It kind of matches the main riff pattern. So you do the same thing again. You do palm mute on the low D string, 3 groups, 4 times per group. And you do it again, 5th fret, hammer on the 7th fret, pick it, and you play 7th fret again, pull off the 5th fret, pick it, palm mute low D 4 times, 5th fret, pull off on the 3rd fret and pick 3rd fret, and then 2nd on the 3rd fret on the D, pull off the 2nd fret and pick it, and then you do palm mute on the low E string, 3 groups, 4 times per group. So the whole thing goes like this slowly. So that's the 2nd guitar to the main riff. Okay, the bridge is just a B flat power chord at the first position, A string. Whole measure and then go to C. Power chord is the 3rd fret power chord. Then whole measure and go back to B flat again. Whole measure. And then you play this first fret on the low D string and A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then start playing the that part right there. So let me get in and show you. So what I'm playing here is I play 8 on the D string and 7th fret on the G, and D8 and G10, and then G7, G8 pull off the G7, and then palm mute and play 8th fret on the D, and 8th fret again on the 7th fret, pull off 7th fret, and 8/7 on the D. So again, the whole thing was like this. Every time I play the 8th fret on the D string, I palm mute it. So the next part is A10 and D8, and then A10 and G9, and then D10 pull off on 8th fret, A10, D10 pull off on 8th fret again, and then 10 and 8 on the A string. So the whole thing goes like this. So this time you palm mute every time you play the 10th fret on the A string. So the whole thing goes together, goes like this. So that's the first guitar. The second guitar is almost exactly the same thing. So the second guitar, while the first guitar is playing on the 8th fret, while the first guitar is playing that, the second guitar is playing the exact part I just showed you. So the second guitar is playing that part against the 8th fret riff. Okay, now when the first guitar plays the 10th fret riff on the A string, when the first guitar doing that, the second guitar will play something different now. We'll play this. So do it in 6th fret instead. It's almost the same pattern. A6 and D5, A6 and D8, D6 pull off on 5th fret and then play 6th fret on the A, and then D6 again pull off on 5th fret, and then A6 and A5. Again, every time you play the A6, you mute it, everything else just play the note. So that part is against the 10th fret on the first guitar part. So that's the instrumental section in the middle. And after you finish that dual guitar harmony, so all I'm doing is I play the two notes power chord at D7, I'm sorry, D5 and G7, down, up, mute. And then you play a D sharp power chord, which is A6 and D8 together, down, up 4 times, mute. And then you move your hands up and you play, with my index finger barring down, I'm playing D7, I'm sorry, D8 and G9, I'm sorry, D8 and G10. And you don't mute that part, you play 4 times. And then you play F power chord, which is A8 and D10, and 4 times muting. So the whole thing slowly goes like this. You do that 4 times, and it goes. You chromatically, you play 14th fret, full measure, 13th fret, full measure, 12, 11. Okay. Now, while one guitar is playing that, the second guitar plays 7th fret on the G, 10, 9, 8 on the G string. And then start over again. One more time. Four times. You do the same thing again. 14, 13, 12, 11. This time you add one more note. You play 10th fret on the G. Okay. And the second guitar, you start with 7th fret again, just like I showed you before. G7, G10, G9, G8. And this time you add an extra note, just like I showed you. This time you play 7th fret on the G. And after that, it goes to the riff. I'm sorry, the verse, and then you keep playing the main riff again. And before he play the intro, the answer song, he will do the. He does that twice in a row before he goes to the intro, the answer song. My hands on the open D chord, it just gives fuller sound. I'm just playing open D, low D string, A, and open D string, and the 2nd fret on G, and 3rd fret on the B. So that's the entire song to Fake Healer. There's some little outro solo going on. I'm not going to show that to you. It's kind of hard to hear in the mix, but it's just all pentatonic. You can try to improvise using D pentatonic scale, and just play around with it and make up your own stuff. That's what I would recommend you to do instead of learning this solo outro solo note for note. So again, thanks for watching. Until next time.